It's Linda Cobb, and you're talking dirty with the Queen of Clean. Do you have dirt, stink, mess cleaning frustration? Do you dread cleaning? If so, boy, are you in the right place. Cleaning may never be your personal joy, but I can show you how to clean smarter, not harder, and get out of the house faster. So let's jump right in and get started. It's Linda Cobb, and you are talking dirty with the Queen of Clean. On today's show, we're talking holidays. 10 time savers that will get you through the holidays with ease. Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, how we love you, or sometimes hate you. It's a wrap, some unique and easy hacks with wrapping paper. And even the Palace Pussycat will get involved with the cat's meow, some holiday tidbits from the Palace Pussycat. So before we get started, let me remind you about my website, queenofclean.com. On there, you will find a free library of hundreds of tips. You type in your question and up pop the answers to what you need to know. It's the Queen at your fingertips 24/7. And like I said, it's free. And you can also link up with my podcast, my Facebook page, my private Queen of Clean Insiders page. And don't forget to join that. That is so much fun, and it's a private group, and we really do share more than we share anywhere else. And go to YouTube. There's hundreds and hundreds of Queen of Clean videos on there. And that, again, I'm at your fingertips 24/7. So now let's get on and talk about today's show. For the first thing I want to talk to you about, of course, is 10 time savers. Now, Christmas comes about once a year, which is a good thing when you're the one who has to do all the work. Now, you know if I'm talking to you. Try to make Christmas as stress-free as possible by planning ahead and enlisting help when you can. Don't be a holiday hero. Involve even the youngest members of your family, and don't decline those offers of help. Make lists, plan ahead, and try not to abandon your family routine. The closer you follow yours, regular meal times and bedtimes, for example, the more you'll be able to enjoy the excitement of Christmas without the chaos. So go ahead and deck those halls. Just don't forget to dust them first. Now on to some holiday hits. Time savers are a great thing, and I've got 10 of them for you. First of all, something that worked on me when I was a very little girl was my mother used to tell me that Santa only came to a clean house. And don't laugh, it worked on me when I was a little girl, and maybe it will work on your little ones, and they'll help you around the house a little with just putting away toys, maybe doing a little dusting, something like that. Take time to clean your house before you bring in the tree and all the decorations. Sure, you'll probably need a quick vacuum when the tree's in place, but it's so much easier to clean a house when you don't have to maneuver around all the holiday ornaments and the tree. Trust me on this one. Make lists and stick to them. It's amazing how much time and effort you'll share and how good you'll feel about it all. You can save a ton of time by doing this. And every time you cross something off, you're going to feel great. It's an accomplishment, a pat on the back. Lists are the only way I survive. Never, ever say no to those offers of, can I bring something or can I help? Shop early in the morning or late at night when the stores aren't as crowded. Make sure you're using the internet. Amazon is a big favorite around our house right now. And use catalogs too whenever possible. There's some great ones out there. Consider these quick gifts: a phone card, a wine club membership, maybe a framed photo of a special time you shared, a gift certificate for a favorite coffee house. I know I always enjoy a Starbucks card, and some pretty stationery with stamps. For older people, maybe even a gift certificate for a cleaning service so that the house can be cleaned up right after the holiday for them. And it's a great gift for parents. Use gift bags instead of wrapping paper. Make your own frozen dinners by preparing extra portions when you're cooking a big meal. Great for dinner when you're in a rush, and great for the kids when you're on your way out to a party. Get your holiday clothes cleaned and ready in advance, and hang the clothes and accessories together, and you will have time to leisurely get ready, maybe even have a hot bath before you go out. And for heaven's sakes, remove the word perfection from your category. If you're saying that all the time, you're putting more stress on yourself. Nothing has to be perfect. The kids won't notice, and neither will anybody else. So just give yourself a break. Now, let's talk about it's a family affair. Enlist the whole family in a quick cleanup. Small children can dust, older ones can vacuum, your spouse can do the dishes, and you can tidy up and put things away. It's amazing what you can accomplish in 30 short minutes. And nobody minds working for just 30 minutes because there's light at the end of the tunnel. Involve children in sending out Christmas cards if you're doing that. The older ones can address the envelopes, the little ones can stick on the stamps. Let your children bake some Christmas cookies. They're easy to prepare and require little supervision. Just make sure you keep the small hands away from the oven. And you can make things easier by giving cookie cutters a quick spritz of nonstick cooking spray to prevent dough from clinging. And for those stubborn cookies that just won't come away from the baking sheet, don't ruin them by trying to hack them off the pan. Slide a length of dental floss under each cookie and it'll glide right off. Children love to make pictures with artificial snow, but it can be difficult to wash off afterwards. Prevent the snow from sticking by preparing the surface with a light mist of nonstick cooking spray. If you forget this step, you can still remove it easily. Just rub with a little bit of white non-gel toothpaste. But it's so easy to get the snow off after Christmas if you've spritzed it with nonstick cooking spray. And it still stays on just fine. Now let's talk about Christmas trees. Oh, Christmas tree, how we love you most of the time. Know the height of your living room before you select your tree. Make sure that you allow for the stand, which is about 1 foot in height, and the treetop. Believe me, in this case, size does matter. Older trees are dry and will drop needles when shaken. So make sure you shake the tree before you buy it. Choose one that has a sturdy, flexible needles and a strong, fresh scent. The first thing to do when you bring your tree home is to cut off a small diagonal section at the base of the trunk. Trees need a ton of water, and this small act will help them absorb more of it when you give it a fresh cut. Pine needles actually will last longer if you spritz them with fabric sizing or spray starch. Now, I always do this out in the garage or outside on the patio first, before I bring it in, and definitely before you put lights on the tree. Now, put a plastic tablecloth under the base of your tree to help protect your carpet or your floors from spills. I usually put the plastic side down, and it usually has a little flannel on it, and I put that side up. The flannel will absorb the water, and the plastic will keep it from going through and ruining your floors. If you do have a spill from your Christmas tree, clean it up as soon as possible, or you're going to have mold on the carpet. Slide the tree carefully to one side and blot up all of the water by standing on some heavy towels placed on the carpet. Absorb all you can. Clean the area with your favorite carpet cleaner and then let a fan blow across it for about 24 hours just to dry it. Then you can move the tree back. Now, a great nourishment for trees is a mixture of 1 quart of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of liquid chlorine bleach. Now, if you want a simpler solution than that, try 2 ounces of Listerine or 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. All of those will nourish your tree. Now, the original formula, again, is 1 quart of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of liquid bleach. And that does a good job of keeping mold from forming in the water. Now, when you add water to the Christmas tree reservoir, I do it with a turkey baster. That way you keep spills to a minimum. And make sure you water that tree daily because they suck up a ton of water. Now, when you're hanging your ornaments, have you run out of hooks and hangers? Use paper clips, bobby pins, twist ties, pipe cleaners, or even dental floss. These makeshift hooks work well, but they're not very attractive. So try to put those ornaments deeper in the tree or on the back. Now, if you're hanging a wreath on your front door, and believe me, I learned this the hard way, protect your door by securing a piece of weather stripping under your wreath or underneath your hanger. One year I hung it up and the wind blew and rubbed my wreath back and forth across the door, and I ended up having to paint the door. So don't let that happen to you. Now let's talk about a few things at the table, the holiday table. Maybe you're going to use good napkins. If you're like me, sometimes I only use good napkins at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then they lay in storage the rest of the year. So now you pull them out, they're wrinkled, but don't despair. Throw them in the dryer along with a damp towel. Flip them around for 10 minutes or so, and then fold them nicely and put them out. You won't even have to iron them. Now, if you're going to be serving rolls, this is one thing I learned a long time ago. Of course, everybody wants a nice hot roll. So put a few layers of foil in the basket before you add the napkin and the rolls. Your bread and buns will stay warmer longer, and we all know everybody likes warm buns. Clean your dining room table the natural way with tea. Make a strong pot of tea. Sit down, have a cup of tea yourself, and wait until it comes to room temperature. Pour the liquid into a small container, saturate a clean, lint-free cloth, wring it out till barely damp, and wipe the table down, using it to wipe in the direction of the wood grain. And then I like to buff it dry with a microfiber cloth. Now, if you have white marks on your table, and this happens a lot at the holidays, maybe something too warm sat on it, maybe a wet glass sat there, there's a good way to remove it. You can use mayonnaise. Now, it has to be real mayonnaise, regular mayonnaise. Low fat will not do the trick. Mix the mayonnaise with table salt. Massage the mixture into the mark for about 45 minutes. Yes, 45 minutes. I know it's a long time, but you don't have to do it all at once. Every time you walk by, give it a little massage, add a little extra to it. Allow the mixture to sit for several hours or even overnight, and then buff it off in the morning. Use wax sticks or crayons to cover scratches. Just take care to match the color of your table, and you can use your kids' crayons. Pick a couple of colors that will mix together to form the color you need, mix them together, and when you're done, flip around an old cloth in the dryer till it's nice and hot, and then buff that area down, and that scratch will be pretty much non-existent when you're done. Now, I said I was going to talk to you about It's a Wrap. So let's talk about wrapping paper. Keeping rolls of wrapping paper handy, you can stand them in a wastebasket or a small, clean garbage can. Now, empty wrapping paper rolls can also be used as kindling. I've slid small twigs and dried leaves and broken bits of pine cones into the tubes, and they make the foundation of a wonderful crackling fire. So remember, if you have a wood fireplace, you can put those together and the kids can help. And be creative when wrapping packages. Fabric, wallpaper, maps, t-shirts, sheet music, all make great gift wrap. Did you run out of wrapping paper? Recycle some old gift wrap. You'll spray the back with spray starch. Press with a warm iron, and you are ready to go. Keep the end of the tape from disappearing by folding it over a paper clip. You'll never have to pick at bits of tape again. And never, ever burn foil wrapping or magazines in a fireplace. They emit a noxious, dangerous gas. And recycle Christmas cards. They make great gift tags. Now, let's have a quick talk and be particularly vigilant about sharing phones at this time of year when there's viruses that we all know way too much about, and also colds going around. Use a soft cloth dipped in Listerine mouthwash or rubbing alcohol to swab down the phone mouthpieces, door handles, or computer keyboards. Alcohol wipes will work great too. It's just a good way of not spreading colds among all of us. Now, before I leave you, I want to go to the cat's meow. And I want to thank Finn and Sophie, my Aussie cats, who gave me some great things to tell you. Now, Christmas may be an exciting time for people, but it can be a little nerve-wracking for those of us with 4 legs. So here are a few things to watch out for. Holiday plants such as holly, poinsettia, and mistletoe can be toxic. Please keep them away from your cats and your dogs, and from small children too. Cats love to play with tinsel, but they also like to eat it, and this can wreak havoc with their intestinal tract. Please keep the tinsel and other stringy decorations out of their reach. If you want to put tinsel on the tree, avoid the lower branches because it really can create a life-threatening problem if it gets into their intestine and causes it to accordion and twists and ties it. Cats love to play with it, so remember, keep it away from them. Now, we may like to eat rich foods, but they're not so good for cats and can make them sick, especially chocolate. If you can't resist their soulful little faces staring up at you when you're eating dinner, give them some carrots or a small piece of turkey without gravy. Of course, it's best not to feed your pets from the table at all, but don't ever say I told you that because you know what? Every now and then on the holiday, you have to treat them too. Now, bear in mind that your cats and dogs may not be the party animals you think they are. If you're having lots of company, my kitties want me to put them in a room by themselves with their food, water, and their litter box. And better include a chew toy in there if you have a dog. You know how they get. That is advice from the Palace Pussycats. Now, next week, I'm going to give you some additional ideas for the holidays. But I want to remind you, nothing has to be perfect. Everybody's going to have a wonderful time. When your Christmas lights are all on, the house is decorated, the company's there, nobody's going to notice if there's a little dust on a table. So relax, make those lists, which is what I'm doing right now, and you'll get through the holiday much, much faster, even if you're going to have a large group. We've had a large group quite a few years, 30 or more people. And I found that if I didn't make a list, I would never get through. And if I didn't just give up perfectionism, I would never have enjoyed it. So guys, enjoy this holiday. Enjoy this time with your family. And if you have something you'd like me to talk about on the podcast, go to ask@queenofclean.com. That's ask@queenofclean.com. And if you have a question, a dirty little stain, a stink that you can't get out, go to queenofclean.com. Go to the library and type in your problem and up will pop your answer. And again, I have hundreds and hundreds of YouTubes on my video channel for YouTube. So jump on there. I'm at your fingertips 24/7. So until we meet again, I'll see you next week and have a great holiday.